Everybody's all worried about fucking street drugs, as they're called. Fucking, even in Idaho, like, even marijuana is considered a street drug. Um, Fucking, of course, like bath salt, methamphetamine, MDMA, acid, psilocybin, fucking, all these things are considered street drugs, but no one's really considered fucking pharmaceuticals. You know, nobody thinks twice about taking pharmaceuticals. You know, if it's prescribed to you, then, you know, it's all good in the hood, and fucking keep on loading your body up with these chemicals that are good for you, you know, because a doctor prescribed them for you, which is crazy, man. Like, pretty skinny guy, I'm fairly cut, barely exercise and whatnot, but when I started risperidone, because I was diagnosed fucking several different things, I gained like 100% weight in the course of a year. Like, shit was crazy. And I finally looked myself in the mirror. I'm like, fuck, man, like, you one fat motherfucker. And I never considered that, you know, the drugs that were being fed to me legally were the problem. I figured like junk food and shit was, right? So, you know, instead of going to McDonald's after I went shopping, which is like the regular, normal thing to do, I started buying like a bundle of bananas and like a mango. Mango is one of my favorite fruits. Well, now that I can't eat strawberries or kiwi, I get sores in my mouth when I eat them, but I started eating a piece of fruit instead of going fucking Fatty McFatterson McDonald's. And I started to drop weight here and there. I also started wearing like ankle weights and wrist weights. Anytime I go to work, I'd fucking throw on a jacket and long pants so no one could tell that I was wearing the weights, because, you know, I'm a little vain. You know, I don't want to look like a fucking joker going to work, or, you know, just walking around town. So I started to get a little more cut. My joints started working a little better. I stopped hurting as much when I wake up after sleeping on them. Then I like went through the house, and that guy was trying to hit me. And then I went through the house and I threw away all the junk food that I really liked eating, you know, like potato chips and corn chips, fucking. I really dig on molasses cookies. Some people are into ginger cookies. I really like molasses cookies, but threw all that shit away, and I started buying fruit. The key thing about buying fruit is, you know, usually when people start on, you know, eating healthy gig, they go to the grocery store and they're like, oh, I like that, and I like that, and I like that, and I like that, and they buy a whole bunch of fruit and vegetables, and that shit all spoils before they get through it. So they're like, fuck, dude. Well, at least I was like, fuck, dude, I hate wasting money and having food go to waste, so I'm not gonna do that anymore. So I found the key is to howdy, brother, how you doing?
Good, bro. I'm chilling, dog.
Fucking A. But so the key is to go shopping every day, you know, only buy what you can eat that day. Instead of buying like fucking 10 mangoes and 15 avocados and 3 bundles of bananas and shit like that, you just eat what you can eat, or buy what you can eat that day. The shit won't spoil. But so I started, you know, shopping every day, only buying fruit instead of, you know, getting Oreos and molasses cookies and fucking potato chips and all that shit that your body craves because it thinks, you know, that's where we get our sugar. If you start buying fruit long enough, then your body will be like, hey, fuck, dude, I really need a mango right now. And you'll stop craving this processed sugar bullshit that is horrible for your body. Just straight horrible for your body. Like, it's like statistically empirical evidence is proven that sugar is worse for you than fucking tobacco. And on that note, like, I don't think that it's necessarily tobacco and shit that gives you cancer and whatnot. I really think that it's all the nukes that all of our governments have dropped on our earth, you know, fucking all the radiation and nuclear dust and shit that shit produces. But like, I had this really long, really extensive conversation with a security guard down at the Boise City Transit Station downtown yesterday. And she was like, you know, I work all day and then I just want to go home and veg out and this and that. I'm like, yeah, you know, I relate, you know, I was there too. And she's like, you know, I like my stuff or I just quit working. And I was like, well, you know, society has us conditioned to fucking think that we really need a traditional brick and mortar roof over our heads. You know, even in health class in high school, that was listed as one of the primal needs. You know, that we all need, like food, shelter, clothes on our back. I think the last one is to feel loved. I'm not sure, but like most of that is bullshit. Like you feel love from yourself and from God. And shelter, I mean, you can make your own shelter in the woods, man. Like, you don't need a building to live in. Yeah, we all need food, but like most of the time you don't need clothes unless if it's fucking freezing ass cold outside, which it isn't, but like maybe, you know, a sixth of the year or something, you really need to bundle up. But most of the shit that we're taught in school is bullshit. And I talked to her yesterday about, like, most of the time I eat peanut butter and like I'll take like uncooked 1 minute oats and I'll dump that shit in my peanut butter, and then I'll take some like protein powder. Now I've switched over from protein powder to like what do they call them, superfood powder. So like there's some types of mushrooms, there's some type of root plants, coconuts is superfood, shit like that. And fucking get it in powder form. You want non-GMO. GMOs are fucking horrible for you. And you want organic. Everything used to be organic before they started spraying our crops with fucking bullshit chemicals that kill you. But then I just mix all that shit up. I usually take a little bit of coconut water. Also non-GMO fucking bullshit, but just for a little bit of moisture, and then I stir all that shit up, and I would eat that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for like the first 3 months or more that I started this homeless trek this time around. That's what I would eat like all the time. It's filling, it's good for you, fucking you stay fit, you stay feeling good, and you don't have a lot of this processed sugar bullshit. It's you can also get natural fresh peanut butter at places like Winco, that like it grinds for you when you want to purchase it, and I think it's even cheaper than like the jarred peanut butter that you buy, like Jiffy and fucking Skippy and whatever, Winco brand, whatever. It doesn't have any added sugar to it. Also, if you do want sugar, you know, you got a sweet tooth or whatever, honey is where it's at. You know, it is a simple sugar. It's not a compound sugar. Way better for you than this processed bullshit. The processed crap, you know, that they sell in stores is it's horrible. You know, it's got all these preservatives that are unnatural. It's got you know, processed sugar from like beets and whatever. It's not good for you. But like a lot of people that smoke, especially as much as I do, sometimes I smoke up to 2 packs a day. They've got this nasty fucking smoker's cough and they feel like shit all the time, whatnot. Dude, I'm on pretrial release, so I don't do any drugs right now. But I smoke up to 2 packs a day and I don't have a cough. I never feel short of breath. Before I was on pretrial release, I was smoking fucking meth. I was smoking a ton of fucking weed, And, you know, I smoke cigars all the time, like, and I'm healthy, bro. But just occurred to me that after having this conversation with this lady, you know, a lot of people feel trapped in their life. You know, they work this 8+ hour job day so they can have a bunch of plastic bullshit in their house, and you know, they feel like they need a place to stay. You know, they have to pay fucking at least a third of their income for every month. It's all bullshit, dude. You can go to a car auction and pick up a vehicle, you know, an SUV type vehicle for fucking like $800 to $2,500 that won't have any real mechanical problems for years and years and years. You know, car insurance, you know, some people feel like they need car insurance. It's a good idea to have, but it's not completely necessary. But we're talking minimal amount of money for a place, you know, a roof to have over your head, climate control. You know, these cars like this are big enough that you lay the back seats forward, and you got a really, you know, pretty comfy space to lay your head at night. You know, stay safe from the cold of the winter and the warm of the summer. And you know, they're trying to make homelessness illegal. Well, homelessness illegal, but you know, if more people just turned into roamers, fucking, I call them road warriors, you know, people that live in their cars, like, it'd be really hard to make it illegal. And it's way cheaper, way more comfortable. You got a smaller space to keep clean. Fucking, your house is mobile. You know, anywhere you go, you're in your home. Like, this is the way to go. Like, people that bank on having a home, a brick and mortar place to go home at night and then fucking load their bodies up with all these poisons, like, you're being taught the wrong way. Like, this is not how we were meant to live. Oh, nomads. Nomads is the word I was looking for, but I call them road warriors. But yeah, man, think about the way you're living. Maybe give it a second thought. I know you're comfortable. I know that, like, you've been taught that this is the way to go, but maybe it's not, man. Maybe it's not. Anyway, much love. Peace be with you. You are important. You are loved. You make a difference. Stay good.